Good morning, dear students. Today we are beginning with a beautiful story, Madam Rides the Bus, from our textbook First Flight. This is written by Valik Nanan, who was a great Tamil writer. He was famous journalist as well, a critic and a translator who wrote 25 books by the time he turned 30. In this story, he talks about the girl who had a strong desire and, along with it, courage to fulfill it. She liked gazing at the hustle and bustle of the street, and her favorite part was the sight of a bus arriving and departing. Thus, she developed a deep desire to travel by bus. For that, she needed all sorts of information about the bus journey, collect the bus fare, and then plan it so that she could be back at time before her mother woke up from her afternoon nap. Thus, the story brings us recounts of how innocently but responsibly she fulfilled her deepest desire and her experiences on the bus ride. How an incident makes her realize the reality of death. There was a girl named Valia Mai. We are on page number 117, students, who was called Wali for short. She was 8 years old and very curious about things. Her favorite pastime was standing in the front doorway of her house, watching what was happening in the street outside. There were no playmates of her own age on her street, and this was about all she had to do. So, children, we are talking about Wali, who was 8 years old and who was very curious to look at the things, gazing at the things. Her favorite pastime was standing in the front doorway of her house and look at the street and the things that were going around. And she did not have anything else to do. She did not have the friends of her age, and so she just looked at the things around. But for Wali, standing at the front door was every bit as enjoyable as any of the elaborate games other children played. Watching the street gave her many new, unusual experiences. So, we are going to read about Wali, who had unusual experiences while she stand on the doorway. The most fascinating thing of all was the bus that travelled between her village and the nearest town. It passed through her street each hour, once going to the town and once coming back. The sight of the bus filled each time with new set of passengers was a source of unending joy for Wali. So her favorite pastime students was to look at the bus that was arriving, taking people and then departing. Day after day, she watched the bus and gradually a tiny wish crept into her head and grew there. She wanted to ride on that bus, even if just once. This wish became stronger and stronger until it was an overwhelming desire. So, students, when she continuously watched the bus approaching and taking the people away from nearby locality, she had a small desire that came to her mind. And what was that? She wanted to ride that bus. And gradually, the wish became very strong and it became an overwhelming desire. Means she could not overcome that desire. She just wanted to go on the bus ride. Wally would stare wistfully at the people who got on or off the bus when it stopped at the street corner. Wistfully, longingly, with keen desire, she watched the people going and coming. Their faces out would kindle in her longings, dreams, and hopes. Kindle, like they hear the feelings. So their faces, she felt that on their faces were expressed their feelings, their desires, their dreams, their hopes. And then similarly, she also felt that she also had the desire, the dream, and the hope. She would look at their faces and she felt that one day she would also ride the bus and she would also have the similar kind of expressions. So Wali decided that one day, beautiful day, she would go to ride on the bus. If one of her friends happened to ride the bus and tried to describe the sights of the town to her, Wali would be too jealous to listen and would shout in English, "Proud, proud." Neither she nor her friends really understood the meaning of the word, but they used it often as a slang expression of disapproval. So, slang expression, students, is informal words often used within a close group. So, here all the girls, when they used to suppose ride the bus and they used to narrate the experience to Wali, she was feeling jealous and she used to shout at them, "Proud, proud," though she did not know the meaning of the word. But she knew that it meant that she did not like it, she disliked it. Over many days and months, Wali listened carefully to conversations between her neighbors and people who regularly used the bus, and she also asked a few discreet questions here and there. So, intelligent, careful questions are known as discreet questions. This way, she picked up various small details about the bus journey. The town was 6 miles from her village. The fare was 30 paisa one way, which is almost nothing at all. She heard one well dressed man say, students, she was gathering the information as she wanted to ride the bus, and she was listening to the conversation between the neighbors who were regularly using the bus. And she came to know about the fare also and the distance also that was there from her village up to the town where the bus was leading the people or taking the people, who scarcely saw that much money from one month to next month. Now, Wali was listening to the people about the fair, and she was feeling that the people who did not have enough money for the fair, they also used to ride the bus, and therefore she could also do. So she decided that one month, next time she would go and ride the bus, collect the money for the fare, and do so. It seemed a fortune. Now it was a luck for them, like how she would get the fare. The trip to the town took 45 minutes. On reaching town, if she stayed in her seat and paid another 30 paisa, she could return home on the same bus. This meant that she could take the 1 o'clock afternoon bus, reach the town at 1:45, and be back home by about 2:45. So this was her plan, that if she collected 30 paisa fare, she would have one side ride, then it would take 140 she would take the journey up to the town in within 45 minutes, and then she can again return back with another 30 paise fare. On and on went her thoughts as she calculated and recalculated, planned and replanned. So, this was her plan that was going on in her mind again and again. Well, one fine spring day, the afternoon bus was just on the point of leaving the village and turning into the main highway when a small voice was heard shouting, "Stop the bus, stop the bus!" And a tiny hand was raised commandingly. The bus slowed down to a crawl, means just slowed down and stopped. And the conductor, sticking his head out of the door, said, "Hurry then, tell whoever it is to come quickly." "It's me," shouted Wali. "I am the only one who has to get on." By now the bus had come to a stop, and the conductor said, "Oh, really? You don't say so? You Now he was surprised, looking at the small 8 years old girl who was coming alone for the bus ride. "Yes, I simply have to go to town," said Wali, still standing outside the bus. "And here is my money." She showed him some coins. "Okay, okay, but first you must get on the bus," said the conductor, and he stretched out a hand to help her up. Never mind, she said. I can get on by myself. You don't have to help me. The conductor was a jolly sort, fond of joking. So he was a happy man and used to joke. He liked to crack jokes. Oh, please don't be angry with me, my fine madam, he said. Here, have a seat right up there in front. Everybody move aside, make way for madam. So, conductor started to speak in this manner for Wali because she was moving with dignity into the bus. It was the slack time of day. Slack time, a time when there is not much work. So, slack time of the day, and there were only 6 or 7 passengers on the bus. They were all looking at Wali and laughing with the conductor. So, when usually a lot of passengers are not there, the people who are there, they usually talk among themselves because it was the time when usually people did not board the bus. Early in the morning, students, that either the bus is full or by the evening when the people return from offices. Wali was overcome with shyness because everybody was laughing, looking at Wali. Avoiding everyone's eyes, she walked quickly to an empty seat and sat down. May we start now, madam? The conductor asked, smiling. Then he blew his whistle twice, and the bus moved forward with a roar. Roar is the sound. It was a new bus, its outside painted a gleaming, shining white with some green strips along the sides. Inside, the overhead bars shone like silver. Directly in front of Wali, above the windshield, there was a beautiful clock. The seat was soft and luxurious. They were very comfortable seats. Wali devoured everything she was looking at. Devoured here is looking at everything with her eyes. But when she started to look outside, she found her view cut off by a canvas blind that covered the lower part of a window. So she stood up on the seat and peered over the blind. So at the glass there was a small canvas put, and because of that she was not able to look while she was sitting. So she made up her mind to stand. The bus was now going along the bank of a canal. The road was very narrow. On one side there was the canal, and beyond it palm trees, grassland, distant mountains, and the blue sky. On the other side was a deep ditch, and then acres and acres of green fields. Green, as far as the eye could see. Oh, it was all so wonderful. Suddenly she was startled by a voice. Listen, child, said the voice. You shouldn't stand like that. Sit down. Why? Because bus was moving and therefore the child might fall down. Therefore she was instructed to sit down. Sitting down, she looked to see who had spoken. It was an elderly man who had honestly been concerned for her, but she was annoyed by his attention because he was staring at her and made her sit. Therefore, it annoyed her. There is nobody here who is a child, she said, haughtily, in a proud and in a dignity, with full of dignity, she said, I have paid my 30 paisa like everyone else. So she says that as I have paid the complete fare, I am not a child here. The conductor chimed in. Oh, sir, but this is a very grown up madam. Do you think a mere girl would pay her own fare and travel to the city all alone? So, conductor remarked that if she is paying the complete fare and if she is traveling to the city alone, how could she be called a small girl or a child? Wali shot an angry glance at the conductor and said, I am not a madam. Please remember that. And you have not yet given me my ticket. I will remember, the conductor said, copying her tone. Everyone laughed, and gradually Wali too pinned in the laughter. She also joined in the laughter. The conductor punched a ticket and handed it to her. Just sit back and make yourself comfortable. Why should you stand when you have paid for a seat? Because I want to, she answered, standing again. Why? Because she was not able to look at the things that were outside that she could see through the window if she was standing. But if you stand on the seat, you may fall and hurt yourself when the bus makes a sharp turn or hits a bump. That's why we want you to sit down, child. So that she was made to understand that she could fall down if the bus makes a sharp turn or hits a bump. I'm not a child, I tell you, she said irritably. I'm 8 years old. So 8 years is a great age, a big age, as if she's talking. Of course, of course. How stupid of me. 8 years, my. The bus stopped, some new passengers got on, and the conductor got busy for a time. Afraid of losing her seat, Wally finally sat down. An elderly woman came and sat beside her. Are you all alone, dear? She asked Wally as the bus started again. Wally found the woman absolutely repulsive. Repulsive, causing strong dislike. She did not like that. Such big holes she had in her earlobes, and such ugly earrings in them, and she could smell the beetle. But the woman was chewing that the woman was chewing, and see the beetle juice that was threatening to spill over her lips. So she did not like at all the old woman who had big earlobes and big dirty earrings in them, and then she was chewing the beetle, and it was all spilling on her lips. At any moment, who could be sociable with such a person? So she thought that who can be sociable with such a kind of person who appears to be so dirty and ugly? Yes, I'm traveling alone, she answered curtly, showing displeasure because she did not want to talk with that lady. And I have got a ticket too. Yes, she is on her way to town, said the conductor, with a 30 paisa ticket. Oh, why don't you mind your own business, said Wali. Because he was interrupting, he was coming again and again and speaking, therefore she did not like that. But she laughed all the same, and the conductor laughed too. But the old woman went on with her drivel. Drivel is silly nonsense. She would continue to speak in a silly manner. Is it proper for such a young person to travel alone? Do you know exactly where you are going in town? What's the street? What's the house number? So she continued to speak in a as if silly manner, according to Wali, and she continued to ask her several questions: where she was going, does she know the address completely or not, house or street or not. You needn't bother about me. I can take care of myself, Wali said, turning her face towards the window and staring out.